What's up, fellas? Urban Red Pill. Men first. This channel promotes men first. We will remain at the top of the food chain, the front of the line. Um, you know, in 2020, there's going to be a major push. You guys are already aware of this. A lot of guys are leaving the plantation. A lot of guys are not participating in this stupid ass gynocentric mating game. I have more videos on this and where I drove this conclusion. And also, we have an election year. So, you guys be prepared. A lot of channels, a lot of red pill content is going to get purged because for some reason, these fucking idiots believe that if they could shut a message down, they can stop it. And that's how silly they are. Today, I want to talk about, first of all, I haven't made a video because I was in just a minor accident, a bike accident on a bicycle. So that's why I've been making videos. Unfortunately, a part of going my own way is a few of the hobbies that I do have. They tend to be a little high risk for injury, and some of them, like motorcycles, I soup up cars, actually could put me in danger. But the passion for these things makes me persevere through. So I still involve myself in these things. This is what makes me happy, and I'm going my own way. So it is what it is. Today I want to speak about during this time where I'm relaxing and recuperating and rehabbing. Of course, I've been surfing news, seeing what's going on as far as in this country. And what I want to talk about is this female nurturing myth, this mythology that is constantly pushed throughout society, that I guess because women don't invent anything, they haven't built anything, they haven't done anything. So maybe, I don't know if this nurturing myth is something to prop up females to make them feel like they have some place or some worth in this society. Because if you take away the nurturing myth away from females, like what good are they? What reason would people have to look at them and feel that they deserve the protection for all the evil deeds that they do? And I'm going to get into these evil deeds right now. As I'm outside of domestic violence is getting a little high, and that are actually being reported by women as of late, there's three other things that for some reason, every time these cunts are in the news of some violent or evil thing, it's always children, it's always the elderly, and there's always animals, dogs. Now, ask yourself this. Ask yourself, these mythical Mother Teresas, why is it, for some reason, when it comes to a lot of their evil, predatory actions, that it always goes with, most of the time, is bunched up into these three groups? And if you really think about it, the reason being is because these three groups represent the innocent. These three groups represent they're unable to rebel against these women. These three groups are actually the ones that deserve to be protected in this society, unlike these fucking twats. Elderly homes, all of this, female nurturing thing, man, I've seen so many videos where they've had cams inside elderly homes. And most of the elderly, some of these are these people's grandfathers, some of these are their grandmothers. It does not matter the gender. But one thing that they all had in common was they were able to catch and arrest these quote unquote caretakers, which I call cunt takers, that where they caught them actually abusing elderly people. Some of these people were 80, 90 years old. I mean, they're freaking damn near fossils. And these women, like when I watch the abuse, I'm talking, we're not talking little smacks on a pat on the wrist, smack on the thighs. We're not talking about that. We're talking about brutish behavior that they try to make males look, because that's what we do amongst each other. They're actually carrying out a lot of these behaviors, but they're doing it to the innocent. They're doing it to the ones that needs to be protected. But yet this society will turn around and say, well, no, these women are nurturers. As a matter of fact, I will trust them more with these three groups over a man any day. Now, ask yourself this. When have you seen I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but notice with these three groups, with children, with child abuse, every time there's child abuse cases or some child abuse in the news or some kid that's being killed or they found one recent little boy, and that's another thing I want to speak about later. One recent little boy, they found the boy hanging, abused, starved, and hung in the closet, and they arrested the mother. Every time there's a child abuse case, where are the men? Every mugshot that you see is a mother, a woman, an auntie, every time. And of course, they're going to arrest the man that actually living in the house because the guy that's there is not even the child's father. The elderly. Every time that you see these elderly homes, where you have a lot of these innocent, these people are very frail. They're not able to fend for themselves. Some of them try to speak back for themselves, but of course, all of a sudden, the females turn into some type of male brute, and they beat the living shit out of these people. Dogs. And the thing is, this is one of the myths. This is what I love about this red pill community is that we're going to sit and we're going to slice down all of these myths about these cunts because this is a freaking lie. I don't see men. A matter of fact, a dog is a male's best friend. I don't see men abusing animals. Of course, they're going to, what about Michael Vick? Look, there's exceptions to all rules. The rule is men and dog have a relationship that's been going on for millennia. It's been going on forever. That is men's best friends. Elderly. You do not see men abusing the elderly, and especially children. You do not see men abusing children at the rate that you see women. So what I'm saying is this. Why are they giving this Mother Teresa brand of nurturing? And another thing you have to understand, what I'm noticing what is among, even the females that I've seen in my life that I've seen very, abusive towards whether a older family member or to a lot of times to their own children, especially, these single mothers, they have no shame. They will abuse their kids in front of you and they'll think that is quote unquote being a strong, independent mother. But one thing I noticed, see, when there's no validation, there is no love. What happens is a lot of these three groups that I'm telling you about is what happens is when they get themselves entangled in the vicinity of these groups and these groups are not able to give them any validation, what happens is they tend to discard them. What I mean is, think about this. A woman could sit and abuse her children behind closed doors. Now, the moment an audience, family members, cameras, anything, or even in a public place, all of a sudden they turn around and it's like a freaking exorcist. They all of a sudden turn around and they're a totally different person. Why? Is because they're seeking the validation from those kids. And at the end of the day, like I said earlier, no validation, no love. And guys, we gotta, this thing with, the women are nurturers and this and that. Listen, I was just having my injury. I was at a nurse's office. I was just having my injuries kind of bandaged up and taken care of. I had a female nurse one day. I had to go back 2-3 days to get it rewrapped, and I had a male nurse the second. And I'm telling you right now, the guy nurse hands down was 10 times more of a actual nurse in the healthcare field than the woman was. Yes, they like to look like, because society has given them this image. So they're going to try to play on it. But those who know better, a red pill lens. I sat there and I noticed from in 1 week, 2 different nurses, 2 different genders. The guy outworked, outcared the woman. It was not even fucking close. It was not even close. So, I just had to vent out on this. I've been seeing story after story after story where these women are preying on the innocent. They're preying on the ones that cannot defend themselves. Yet they sit around, they throw these rocks, and they sit on their hands and act like they don't do anything or any wrong in this society when actually they're the ones that are destroying this society in front of us. And I believe this shit needs to be fucking called out. When I get any type of information showing, articles showing to make proof of my case, or even you guys in the comment section, if you've seen this or seen stories of this, just go ahead and share it so I don't feel like I'm alone here. But they abuse children, they abuse the elderly, and they abuse animals. And what these three have in common is these are the most innocent amongst this society. Now, yes, guys can be violent, but the difference is, guys, you don't really see guys preying on the innocent, preying on the weak. That's just not a manly move. Now, if guys want a showdown, they want to compete, a lot of times they do it upon where they're trying to create hierarchies or something that they feel like is equal on their level to create that hierarchy. They're not going to go and physically abuse a 90-year-old. They're not going to go and torture an animal. They're not going to hang their kids in the closet. Men just don't do those things, generally speaking. Guys, stay red pill. This shit is all a fucking joke. It is a game. Guys, snap. Those who are still plugged into this matrix, snap out of it, man. I'm telling you, snap out of this shit, because what's happening is they're going to start tightening these screws. 2020 is going to be a very, very, very changing year. It's a changing of the guard year. It's because a lot of content, a lot of knowledge has been getting let loose into society. People are still sheep, but you got a lot of people escaping certain plantations, dating scenes, political. It's just a lot of little things where basically the inmates are starting to run the asylum. And they're going to try to get these things back in order, including information like this. So, guys, wake up. The quicker you wake up, the quicker your life can change. And even when they turn off the fucking lights, they cannot make you relearn what you've already learned. You guys stay strong. I got more videos to come, more topics to come. You guys take care. Bye.